Hello, this is Mad Cat, the angry egalitarian discussing this and that. And I know what you're thinking right now. Why the fuck are you up this early in the morning? Well, I just didn't go to sleep last night. No, truth be told, I've just been having weird sleep hours, and I just woke up at 10 p.m. at nighttime after sleeping for 10 hours, and now I'm awake. So I'm a little bit hyper right now, which I figured, hey, why not do a video? So I do apologize. This week will not be doing a BDSM video. It's going to happen every now and then where we just don't do a video for a little bit. But we should be doing one next week, so stay tuned for that. So, A Voice for Men. Now, I'm not really a part of A Voice for Men. Nothing against them. Just, I'm not a part of them. But I do know many of their members. I do interact with them on Facebook. I do interact with them on Skype. So, I have a lot of respect for the work that they do. And of course, this week we have the men's conference in London. So why not a special event on Facebook where Facebook basically bans A Voice for Men? So let's go ahead and share the screen so I can show you what the fuck I'm talking about. No one's messaged me yet. I'm sad. All right, so let's start off with Breitbart because, well, where else would we go to talk about this? Men's Rights Facebook page. A Voice for Men removed on day of annual conference. Speaking to a crowd at the International Conference on Men's Issue in Excel Center in London. Excel? What the hell is Excel? Or is it Excel? Like Microsoft Excel. That'd be really cool to have an Excel center because Excel is badass. Anyways, I digress. Paul Elam reveals that Facebook page for A Voice for Men, one of the original organizing groups for the event, not original. My God, I cannot read. That's how early in the morning it is. Sorry, I was a bit distracted. All right, let's try this again. One of the organizing groups for the event has been unpublished by the social network on the second day of the conference. The timing for the unpublished could not be any worse for the group. I don't know. I kind of think it's the best time. I mean, if there was a time to do it, it would be now. As they are now unable to publish post-conference articles and summaries of the events. Well, you got me there. That's true. You can't post it on Facebook under that site. I'm sure you can post it elsewhere, though. It may have just been a coincidence, but a coordinated mass reporting operation could also have been the cause. So far, no group has come forward to take responsibility for the removal of the page. That's probably smart on their part because if you claim oh yeah, we took their Facebook group down, you only make us look good and you yourself bad. So if you're watching and you're the one responsible, do yourself a favor and don't mention it, or else you're just going to make us look like the victims in this case. Hey, wait, what am I saying? Please report that you did it so we can get the sympathy in the case that we so rightly deserve. Please, I dare you. I double dare you. After having amassed around 35,000 likes on the social media platform, the page was deleted for having violated community standards. It was not revealed what exact regulation was violated, and Elam was adamant that they had done nothing wrong. And well, that's just how Facebook works. All they'll tell you is that you've done something wrong, not what you've done wrong. And, sorry, I forgot to open this before it started. Sorry for that. I've been in a situation before where supposedly I've done something wrong. And this wasn't on social media. This was actually at a job. And the company told me that they would not tell me what it is that I've done wrong, because if they did so, then they feared I would figure out who it is that told on me. And I wonder if Facebook does the same thing. They don't say what it is that you did wrong in fear that you could figure out who blabbed on you. But I don't think that anything that was reported on against A Voice for Men on Facebook was anything specific, but rather people just bitched about it. This follows a series of other conservative, right-leaning, or otherwise anti-social justice or offensive pages being unpublished by Facebook. The Meninist page was removed this week, with the eventual reason given being that their profile photo somehow violated standards that the website had set, even after the administrators of the page had removed all their content as a defense against such action from the company. Yeah, I'm sure Facebook's going to make up whatever excuse they want to, and who are we to decide that Facebook is wrong? It's a private company. They can do whatever the hell they want, and that's unfortunately the power they have. Lucian Falson, European news director for AVFM, said to Breitbart News that the closure was highly expected, considered the Marxist and feminist domination within Facebook itself. The move to remove men's rights and anti-feminist groups from Facebook has been going on for 2 years now, so therefore it's consistent with their policy. William Vaughn, a conference attendee, I swear I know how to read, I promise you I do, said that it is terrible to have anyone in principle excluded from something which is essentially a mass communication to analogous to a telephone network, as it cuts off contacts with members of the different groups. Oh yeah, it does suck for that. But, you know, Facebook has definitely proven itself to be pro-liberal, anti-conservative, anti-men's rights, anti-feminist, pro-feminists in the past few years. So this really doesn't come to a surprise for me. Woohoo, people! I've been up for 2 hours and went to bed at 1. You ain't got shit on me. Thank you, Daniel Swick. Great name, by the way. Holy shit, it's Bane666AU on my channel. Wow, I feel privileged. I mean, seriously, I'm a big fan of you, man. Community standards are cancer, no matter what social network. Yeah, tell me about it. All right, so in a rare move for me, I'm going to Facebook. This is my Facebook account under Concrete Desk. Ordinarily, I wouldn't show information from Facebook, mostly because things are done inside of groups and whatnot, and I always feel like if I show anything without covering up people's names, that's kind of a violation of trust. However, this is a public post, and I wager that because any of my friends can see this, and not all of them are part of the men's movement, it's okay. If anyone I reveal on here is upset that I've done that, I'll try to edit it out later. I apologize ahead of time, but this is a long post that I just didn't have time to like go through and like put a black marker on everything. So Prentice Reed, I love Prentice Reed, honestly. I would have his babies, but I think he's married, and I'm a dude. But I get a lot of the articles I do for my channel is because Prentice Reed is posting them. So, you know, say nice things to this man. So let's read this article, and we'll take a look at a couple of comments down below, because this is all really good stuff. The Voice for Men page has been unpublished after being attacked by feminists just in time for the annual Men's Rights Conference in London. The timing cannot be a coincidence. We're currently trying to appeal the unpublished to get the page republished. We had over 35,000 likes and were the most popular men's right page and probably the most popular anti-feminist page due to all of those other pages being deleted up to this point. Yeah, I was about to say that. Thanks to everyone who has supported us and who have expressed concern about this situation. Well, my express for concern about this situation is doing a video about it. I can't really do anything else about it. Kill it. Oh, it's NC Clark. Yay, NC. I like her. She's my friend. Speaking to a crowd at the International Conference on Men's Issue in the XL network. Oh, wait, we already heard that. Never mind. Sorry. About to burp, and then I don't have to burp. It's all strange. Damn it. So I think this is more revealing what we've already read on the article here. So let's take a look at some of the comments. A lot of people have really come together. Usually only see like maybe 5 or 10 comments on anything Prentice does, but boy, were people really adamant on this. Like Jem Davis here. Oh, right. So women's rights is okay, but men's rights is not. Women's rights, a movement that claims women are oppressed, nothing is ever removed. Yet men cannot voice their opinions. And of course, this is one of my comments here, me being the shitlord that I am, because men get to voice their opinions everywhere, which means that for there to be equality, men cannot voice their opinions at all. Feminist logic. Is there anything we can do to help? This is utter bullshit. Prentice Reed, sure. Thank you for asking. Just continue to support the website. Stay tuned for updates on possible future actions. We were unpublished before and managed to get the page republished, so we're fighting it. There we go. So yeah, this has happened before, which I'm not surprised about. I'm amazed that they got it back, given how Facebook has been very like trying to weed out anyone that didn't agree with their feminist overlords. Prentice goes on to state, Facebook never even informed us of what posts we made, resulting in the page being unpublished. It simply says your page has been unpublished for violating community standards. And unfortunately, we can't really contact Facebook and say, hey, you know, what's going on here? If they reconsider, they'll just randomly do it, it seems. My disdain for feminism grows daily. I actually like this one here. Colleen, funny. I thought I had total contempt for them a year or so ago, but you're right. It grows daily. But our internalized misogyny. So Prentice again, because he's all over this. They pretty much have banned anyone with any intelligence from all of their major pages on social media and have silenced men's rights and anti-feminist groups on university campuses around the world. We should not be alone in our contempt for the feminist movement at this point. Yeah, and I think that's a very good point, is that the more feminists try to throw around their weight, because they're all fat whales, the more people are going to get pissed off and start banding together to get rid of feminism. So, you know, feminists, keep up the good work. The more you try to expect people to adhere to your standards, the more people are going to get pissed off. Got to get up pretty early in the morning. You got to get pretty early in the morning. Well, I am already pretty, but thank you very much for your concern. All right, let's take a look at some more comments. Anyone think about bailing on Facebook? Just up and drop them, find another media outlet, or creating something new. Facebook obviously doesn't have equality in mind. A mass exodus and a lack of subscribers would be the only thing I can think of that would change its standards. And ordinarily, yes, it would. But if all the men's rights just left, they wouldn't care, honestly, because they have the feminists. And if anything, it would be feminists would say, it's a victory. Facebook is now misogynist free. Everyone on here, is just feminists, and probably would get more people. So staying on Facebook would actually be the thing that hurts Facebook the most. At least that's my opinion of it. Prentice, we've tried other platforms like Twitter. A Voice for Men also has a YouTube videos and also a radio program and some mild activity on Reddit. But unfortunately, for the most part, Facebook is one of the most popular platforms for whatever reason. Yeah, I hate using Facebook myself, but I have to. I'm a writer. When another platform get the people's attention to the level of Facebook we will abandon them in a heartbeat. Prentice, I love you, but learn to use commas more. The problem here is that Facebook works well. It generates revenue, and it's useful. It's hard to supplement or replace. Twitter probably won't be around in a few years, but Facebook will. I don't know. I think Twitter's going to be around for a very long time. All right, so here's a good one that I thought was very interesting. I will be contacting all companies who advertise to a male audience on Facebook and will be making them aware that I will not be buying any products from any company that advertises on Facebook until it adopts a gender-neutral stance that doesn't discriminate against men's content when it comes to unpublished pages. If enough of us do that, then they will stop advertising on Facebook. When Facebook's asked why they no longer advertise with them, the company can explain that their customers have lost faith in Facebook's ability to be impartial towards them. And I think that's the perfect solution to this problem. And that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to read this today on the air. Facebook is a business after all. And right now, feminist is the in thing. If you piss off the feminists, you would have a lot of media attention against you. So they're willing to throw men under the bus or anyone who disagrees with feminists under the bus. They don't care because they're still going to get their money from the feminists. And unfortunately, feminism is a powerful force out there. I mean, deny it all you want, but they are. So the only way that we can truly affect how Facebook does anything is we have to take away their money. It's kind of like that line in Trading Places where Eddie Murphy's character is like, well, I find the best way to hurt rich people is to take away their money. So and the way Facebook makes money is through advertisements. So you tell the advertisers, hey, just to let you know, I am not going to buy your products anymore because you advertise on Facebook, and Facebook has been discriminatory towards men's rights groups, towards conservative idealisms, a whole slew of things. And while I don't agree with all of those things, I do think that censorship and denying freedom of speech is a very big deal. And again, if enough people start doing this, this will influence Facebook to say, wait, sorry, we won't be doing this. We're going to change some of our policies to prevent this from happening. So yeah, attack them where it hurts. Take their money away from them. And C, you should try to post things that are scandalous. That would be fun. I think everyone would love that. So Prentice Reed, of course, agrees with that. I think it's a good idea to do. Unfortunately, I use ad blockers. If you ever see like my actual browser here, So I don't even know what ads are actually on Facebook, honestly. Every time we see a sponsored post about an item that is marketed to men, we need to note the company and alert their PR department as why we will no longer purchase their product. Perhaps we could create a file on men's products that market on Facebook and their contact details. And yeah, that is a very good idea. And even if I don't see their advertisement, I'll be happy to call them up and let them know. We should make a campaign. I mean, the campaign that feminists have against men's groups all the time to take them off of all the social media. Well, let's get clever about how to counteract this attack. Let's go after Facebook's money. All right, so Duncan states, I can't wait to see Facebook's advertising model crash and burn when it discovers that the feminist echo chamber is not interested in the products which pay for the majority of Facebook. I also can't wait to see Kuckenberg grow a set of balls, but I think that's far less likely to happen. Kuckerberg doesn't give a shit. All he wants is money. And so if you show that if you piss off men's groups, that men's groups will find a way to make you suffer, that's when he'll start being like, oh, okay, I need to pay attention to these men's groups. That's it. It's a business transaction at the end of the day. Yeah, that is a good point. I think Sheryl Sandberg runs things. So here's a good post. The problem is we're not just fighting against feminism and its ridiculous one-sided demands. We're fighting a greedy money machine. Feminism is a mega million-dollar revenue machine for one that's willing to declare themselves a feminist. Government grants throw out millions of dollars to them no matter how dumbass they are or sound. So 2 articles here. I haven't really looked at these articles, but rape prevention education grants, 50 million, 60 appropriations. Yeah, that information doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe someone can explain it to me. I'm sure if I click on these articles, I can see what they mean. I'll probably do that later. Let's check out these replies here. $50 billion, and that's just one branch of institutional feminism. That's incredible. Funny how they love telling us they have no power, too. Well, they don't have power. That's why they need money. Who's going to buy all those fancy products that they love so much? So keep digging and you will unearth a king's ransom in money given scandalously for research, etc., on non-existent issues like rape culture. People have been given $250,000 to study the effects of global warming on some bloody flea. I'm not kidding, unfortunately. Yeah, people are willing to just throw away money all they want rather than actually help people. So one thing that Prentice told me was just the fact that, this has happened in the past. That's what this comment here is about. Hooray for feminism! Ripping apart communities that form basis for social cohesion and progression. Well done, Facebook, you morons. Didn't Zuckerberg recently post a post about love could fix problems? No, but the egghead will rip apart communities and not batter an eyelid. How about bat an eyelid? Hypocrite. Here's the thing. The default position that men all throughout ages have been suppressors of women is absurd and disgusting. I recognize that there have been manifestations of ideologies that have gained ground within ruling institution, and that these may have caused periods of grief for women within a civilization. And as I would recognize the problem with the treatment of women within Islamic communities, I also recognize that sexism and perhaps even racism towards men is on the exponential rise within Western civilization. I also recognize that the main pillar for a robust civilization, a so-called nuclear family, is just being hacked away at in determinant to children. I also recognize that this is a feminist ideology that is allowing for the disconnect we are witnessing in regards to immigration of Islamic population to Western civilization. Well done. You deserve a medal, Facebook. If nothing else makes people wonder about the mass media false consensus narrative that the wider world of media users get sucked into, then this kind of censorship based on a political identity alone should make people sit up and wonder why the controllers of the mainstream media feel the need to silence or slander all critics that they themselves don't employ. This is cyber playground on the regressives, and anyone to the right of that point in the political spectrum is the enemy of the cyber state of Facebook. And a voice for men has never spoken against the rights of women. That's a very powerful speech right there. Now, Tiffany here talks about this being a violation of the freedom of speech, and technically that is true, and technically that's incorrect. While this is a public forum, this unfortunately falls under the idea of this being a private business. And because it's a private business, they don't need to adhere to freedom of speech. It's kind of a gray area because it's a public forum, and in a public forum, you should be allowed, freedom of speech. But because it's a private business that owns Facebook, they don't have to adhere to it. So it is a violation, but at the same time, they don't have to adhere to it. So that's what makes all of this tricky. Ooh, Iron John, good to see you, sir. And Tony, good to see you as well. Ooh, Red Fields. I'm just so happy to see people. I'm a whore. What can I say? Sorry, my computer's like running really, really slow. Yeah, and Jamie here kind of agrees with what I'm saying on that. As shitty as it is, as low down and dirty as they're making it, Farcebook isn't a public space, and we have no rights to freedom of speech. By signing up to Facebook, we agree to its term of service, which have to play by its rules. It sucks, but little we can do about it. Barr starting up our own platform, which would be great. I think it would be great to start up our own platform, but I don't really know how to begin doing that. I mean, getting servers set up would be the first major hurdle I could think of. So let's check out. We're almost done with this today, so I won't keep you too much longer. How many high-profile men's rights and anti-feminist pages have been removed over the last few months? I think it's at least 10, isn't it? Probably more. But when one small feminist page with hardly any followers on it is removed for actually violating Facebook's ridiculously inconsistent community standards, the feminists aren't too slow in claiming that social media is silencing women. It must be terrible for women losing one or two insignificant feminist troll pages that don't actually address women issues compared to the men who are losing so many legitimate pages that do actually address men's issue, and worse again, are being removed without one single justifiable reason given. And that's one thing I want to say about this. the thing that I've only been in the men's movement since 2014, and it surprised me that women were really involved in this as much as they have been, but I'm glad that people are seeing men's rights as a human right, as a human violation, and that feminists really don't have that much to complain about. I mean, they do complain, don't get me wrong, but with the men's conference going on this week and what's going on with men's rights and just how many people are coming forward saying how disgusted and angry they are, and their voices need to be heard. That's why I'm doing this video. Unless they tell me, hey, you didn't have a right to do that. Okay, I'll edit it out. I'm just happy that so many people are coming forward, men and women, or all the other genders that people claim to have. I'm so happy that we're gaining in power. We're actually getting more accomplished now than we have like in the last 10 years, which gives me a lot of hope, which keeps me doing what I'm doing, because it's like every day I'm seeing this community building and growing and doing more. And we need to keep doing it. And as hard as it is dealing with, this outright discrimination on Facebook, if they weren't doing it, then we were probably doing something wrong to begin with. The fact that they're doing it means that we're on the right track, and they're running scared, using every dirty trick they can to get what they want. And what they want is to silence us. They can't win on a one-on-one, face-to-face confrontation with us, and they know that. The only way they can win is the result to dirty tactics. But the most important thing is that we shouldn't be using dirty tactics against them. And I know how that sounds. It's like they're doing it to us. Why don't we do it to them? They're waiting for us to do it to them. They're waiting for us to do the things that they do to us so they can claim that we were the ones who did it first, or that we're the only ones who did it. And if we try to bring it up that they did it to us, they'll just deny that it ever happened. Well, those weren't actual feminists who did it. That's what they always do. So as much as we want to retaliate against them, avoid doing it. Let's play this smart. Let's work. Let's outthink them, outsmart them. If we play their game, we're going to lose. I don't know if Bane is still in here. He only commented twice, but hey, 2 comments, I'm happy with that. Maybe he'll come again in the future. Maybe if we say his name 3 times fast, he'll come again. Bane 666 AU. I can't even say that once very fast. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this up. They say social media is silencing women, but in reality, it silences anyone that doesn't conform to the status quo, or at least conforms to what the majority of the people at the top thinks to be whatever standard they want. The irony is that the community standards are so vague that it can be interpreted subjectively to whatever can be deemed offensive. Pretty much. I mean, that's what happened to the honey badgers in Calgary. They used the rules in such a ill-defined way that they could basically say, well, you violated it because today we decide to interpret it this way. And that's what Facebook has done. They've carefully legalized, you use legal, what is that term? Legalese? Basically legal language to basically say we can kick you off for any reason whatsoever, and we don't even have to be sorry for it. And you can't do anything about it because you signed on the dotted line. And if you didn't agree with it, well, then you could have gone somewhere else. That's how Facebook functions. Katie here had a very good thing. She got banned from WRN for asking women if being against killing also meant being against abortion. They can't handle any type of scrutiny at all. No, feminists can't. Hell, Paul Feig can't. I was post-blocked for 30 days because I quoted someone using the N-word and explained my response. So my comment was taken out of context by a proxy bot. However, they still have their big brother monitoring the site, which are human. Yeah, I once got like a 30 days, not a 30 day, a 24-hour suspension for using the word faggot. But the context of the word faggot was in reference to Lauren Southern Post, who showed a picture of faggots, which was a type of meat product in the UK. I forget what it is exactly. But, you know, it's like, that would go great with faggot stew. And I got blocked for a day because I used the word faggot. So, yeah, there is an automated system, but then there's another system that has people actually looking at it. So just a bunch of other comments. Because they're cowards that pander to people who think being offended on the internet is the worst thing that can happen in life. Well, you know, people are glued to their technology these days. I guess it is the worst thing that can happen to them in life. Next to being hit by a bus because they're too busy looking at their cell phone and can't bother to listen to a horn honking at them before it hits them. It has to be Rose Spinster Garston and her cronies. Someone posted about her planning on mass reporting men's right pages a long time ago. Hopes that AVFM sues Zuckerberg over this. Unfortunately, I don't think they have the legal grounds to do so. They can remove any group they want to for whatever reason they want to. So this was a very good thing here that I thought was very troubling, was the fact that you see this all the time. Like there was the assassinate Donald Trump page that didn't get removed. And in fact, people kept reporting it and were told this doesn't violate anything. The kill all men pages, those were not taken down. There are plenty of things that, you know, should be violating Facebook standards, and for whatever reason, it's determined that they're not. And this was one prime example. And you can kind of see it here. I don't want to show it because I think it's very, very distasteful. I won't click on it. I have seen it, and I was just like disgusted. But what you're seeing there is the guy who did the shooting in Dallas, and then there's a picture of a guy slicing the neck open of a police officer that was floating around on Facebook, and people have reported it, and Facebook says that it does not violate their rights. You know, if it was just an automated bot that was just doing it indiscriminately, that would be one thing. But Facebook is just a bunch of social justice warriors. And it's unfortunate that I have to use their site for my career. Certainly, I stir up trouble every now and then, but Facebook doesn't care. Facebook is a money corporation, and you want to get through to them, attack their money. And you better believe they'll respond quickly to that. But it can't just be a few. It has to be a lot of people at once. The only way we can get Facebook to take us seriously is for us to call everyone, to say all the people who advertise on Facebook, to say, look, I'm not going to buy your product because you advertise on Facebook. However, if that changes, please let me know and I'll start buying your product again. I think I'll try. I'll certainly do that if someone gives me a list, but then I'm poor as hell. I'm not going to be buying a whole lot of products anyways. But if I could, then I'd certainly boycott all of them. Type of meatball. Now I'm in the mood for a meatball sub. Thank you, Tony. I want a meatball sub. Someone donate to my Patreon so I can get a meatball sub. Oh, and treat my disability. But I think it's just cheaper if I get the meatball sub first. All right, so I don't really know how to respond to this beyond what I've already said. I think my hyperness has kind of gone away. This is the battle that we're dealing with, and the great strides that we're making in this world as part of the men's movement, the way that feminists are getting more and more crazy is a great thing. It's a fantastic thing, but this war is far from over. It's only just beginning. Actually, we're in the middle of it, and things are going to get much worse before they even begin to get better. And hopefully a lot of good comes out of this conference. I wish I could hear more about what's going on over the conference. Hell, I wish I was there. How about next year, let's get me as a speaker at one of the conferences. I think that'll be a great idea. But there are going to be shots fired, and the feminists are desperate. They're going to be doing everything they possibly can to shut us up because we're gaining traction, we're gaining momentum. And we're going to start seeing this a lot more. I mean, we thought Gamergate was the height of how bad it was, but Gamergate is just an example of what they're going to do, and this is just a prime example of that. They wait until now to ban it, and I think Facebook is behind this. I don't think it was just some people who was reporting it. I'm sure a lot of people did report it, but I'm sure Facebook didn't want to trigger anyone by having posts of the men's conference on there and strategically did it during this time. I can't prove it. That's just an accusation on my part. And so that's my crazy conspiracy theory. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm not saying that I have anything to corroborate that. That's just what I think is going on. And social media is going to adhere to feminists until it is popular to be a part of the men's movement, to be an egalitarian. Until that time, feminists are always going to win, and they're going to adhere to their feminist overlords, because right now feminists are giving them money. But if there's one thing that we can learn from Emma Watson and her movie that came out, is that feminists really don't have money. They don't really spend anything. Most of them got gender studies degrees and don't have jobs coming out of college. All they do is spend their time on Tumblr. You know why Tumblr is so popular? Is because it's free. If Tumblr costed even $1, feminists wouldn't use it. Social justice warriors wouldn't use it. The only way you can get a feminist interested in anything is if it's free. And if it requires having to sign up for something that requires a monthly payment, they're not interested because they don't have the money. Now, a lot of people don't have the money, but people who most likely have the money are the geeks, the nerds, the men's rights activists, Republicans, sadly to say. I mean, I'm not a Republican, but they do tend to have money. So that is, I think, our next plan of attack is we need to really start going after their advertising money. If we really start pulling on this thread, these companies will have to start taking us more seriously. Because if they don't, then they're going to lose money, and without money, they can't do anything. They can't be a business. One of a business is to make money. So Let's check the comments. Ooh, Donald Trump agrees with me. It's nice to have Donald Trump and not Hillary Clinton on my channel. I will say that much, but, you know, I'm not a Trump fan either. I say screw them all. In fact, let's have like a live recording of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton having sex with each other. I think that'd be worthy of our time than a presidential election. Not that anyone would want to watch that, but then again, no one really wants to watch the presidential election. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to have a special announcement coming out within the next day or so stay tuned to my channel. Hopefully it'll be of great interest to everyone. As always, subscribe down below, hit the like button, talk about this with all your friends around the water cooler, in the Discord chat, Skype. You know, say, hey, I saw Mad Cat today, and God, is he looking sexy. I mean, I know I'm a guy, and I'm not really gay, but I mean, if I ever saw his cock, I would just have to, but yeah, you know, something like that. And also check out my description down below. You'll see my Twitter account. Follow me on there. Happy to have you. Check out my Patreon. Like I said, I need the meatball sub. Oh, God, I actually really do want a meatball sub. It's been so long since I've had one. But, yeah, I need help with getting a better computer, getting medical insurance, getting treatments for my disability. And also check out my book down below. First one is free. This month, you can get my book half off. Just click on the link below. It's usually $2.99, but you can get it for 50% off. There are instructions of what code to enter in to get it half off. Anyways, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, especially Bane and NC Clark. But I love all y'all. I love it when you come onto my channel and start typing shit messages in there, or a useful message. But the shit messages are fun. Have a good day, everyone, and I hope everyone at the men's conference is having a lot of fun. I also hate all y'all bastards for not including me, but I hope you're having fun. This is Mad Cat signing off. Ugh. It's when you know you can't scratch. That's how you have to scratch more. Wait, what? What do you mean the camera's still on?